Om Namo Narayana and welcome back to our final video of the Taittiriya Upanishad. This is the third and final part called Bhrigu Valley. Bhrigu, the well-known son of Varuna, approached his father Varuna with the formal request. "O reverend sir, teach me Brahman." To him Varuna said, "Food, vital force, eye, ear, mind, speech, these are the aids to the knowledge of Brahman. Crave to know that from which all these beings take birth, that by which they live after being born, that towards which they move, and into which they merge. That is Brahman." Bhrigu then practiced concentration. Having practiced concentration, he realized food as Brahman. For it is verily from food that all these beings take birth. On food they subsist after being born, and they move towards and merge with food. Having realized that, he again approached his father Varuna with the formal request, "O reverend sir, teach me Brahman." To him Varuna said, "Son, crave to know Brahman through concentration. Concentration is Brahman." Bhrigu then practiced concentration. Having practiced that, he knew the vital force as Brahman. For from the vital force, indeed, spring all these beings. Having come into being, they live through the vital force. They move towards and enter into the vital force. And having known thus, Bhrigu approached his father Varuna and said, "O reverend sir, teach me Brahman." To him Varuna said, "Crave to know Brahman through concentration. Concentration is Brahman." Bhrigu practiced concentration. And having practiced concentration, he knew mind as Brahman. For from mind, indeed, spring all these beings. Having been born, they are sustained by the mind, and they move towards and merge into mind. Having known that, Bhrigu then approached his father with the formal request, "O reverend sir, teach me Brahman." To him Varuna said, "Crave to know Brahman through concentration. Concentration is Brahman." Bhrigu then practiced concentration. Having practiced that, he knew knowledge as Brahman. For from knowledge indeed spring all these beings. Having been born, they are sustained by knowledge. They move towards and merge into knowledge. Having known that, he again approached his father Varuna and said, "O reverend sir, teach me Brahman." To him Varuna said, "My son, crave to know Brahman through concentration. Concentration is Brahman." Bhrigu then practiced concentration. Having practiced that, he knew bliss as Brahman. For from bliss indeed all these beings originate. Having been born, they are sustained by bliss. They move towards and merge into bliss. This knowledge, realized by Bhrigu and imparted by Varuna, starts from the food self and terminates in the supreme bliss, established in the cavity of the heart. He who knows thus becomes firmly established. He becomes the possessor of food and the eater of food, and he becomes great in progeny, cattle, and the luster of holiness, and is great in glory. His vow is that he should not deprecate food. The vital force is verily the food, and the body is the eater, for the vital force is lodged in the body. Again, the body is the food, and the vital force is the eater, for the body is fixed on the vital force. Thus the body and vital force are both foods, and one food is lodged in another. He who knows thus that one food is lodged in another gets firmly established. He becomes a possessor and an eater of food. He becomes great in progeny, cattle, and the luster of holiness, and great in glory. His vow is that he should not discard food. Water indeed is food. Fire is the eater, for water is established on fire. Fire is food, and water is the eater, for fire resides in water. Thus one food is lodged in another food. He who knows thus that one food is lodged in another gets firmly established. He becomes a possessor and an eater of food. He becomes great in progeny, cattle, and the luster of holiness, and great in glory. His vow is that he should make food plentiful. Earth is food. Space is eater. for the earth is placed in space. Space is food, and the earth is eater, for space is placed on earth. Thus one food is lodged in another food. He who knows thus that one food is lodged in another is firmly established. He becomes a possessor and an eater of food. He becomes great in progeny, cattle, and the luster of holiness, and great in glory. His vow is that he should not refuse any one come for shelter. Therefore one should collect plenty of food by whatsoever means he may. And one should collect food for the further reason that they say food is ready for him. Because he offers cooked food in his early age with honor, food falls to his share in the early age with honor. Because he offers food in his middle aged with medium courtesy, and food falls to his share in middle aged with medium honor. Because he offers food in his old age with scant esteem, food falls to his share in old age with scant consideration. To him who knows thus comes the result as described. Brahman is to be meditated on as preservation in speech, as acquisition and preservation in exhaling and inhaling, as actions in the hands, as movement in the feet, discharge in the anus. These are the meditations on the human plane. Then follow the divine ones. Brahman is to be meditated on as contentment in rain, as energy in lightning. Brahman is to be worshipped as fame in beasts, as light in the stars, as procreation and mortality and joy in the generative organ, as everything is space. As everything in space, one should meditate on that Brahman as the support, thereby one becomes supported. One should meditate on that Brahman as great, thereby one becomes great. One should meditate on it as thinking, thereby one becomes able to think. One should meditate on it as bowing down, thereby the enjoyable things bow down to one. One should meditate on it as the most exalted, thereby one becomes exalted. One should meditate on it as Brahman's medium of destruction, thereby the adversaries that envy such a one die, and so do the enemies whom this one dislikes. This being that is in the human personality, and the being that is there in the sun are one. He who knows thus attains, after descending from the world, this self made of food. After attaining the self made of food, then attaining the self made of vital force. Then attaining the self made of mind, then attaining the self made of intelligence, then attaining the self made of bliss, and roaming over these worlds with command over food at will, and command over all forms at will, he continues singing this Sama song. Hello, 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 I am the food, I am the food, I am the food, I am the eater, I am the eater, I am the eater, I am the unifier, I am the unifier, I am the unifier. I am Hiranyagarbha, the firstborn of this world, consisting of the formed and the formless. I, as wrought, am earlier than the gods. I am the navel of immortality, he who offers me thus as food. Protect me just as I am. I, food as I am, eat him up who eats food without offering. I defeat the entire universe. Our effulgence is like that of the sun. And thus ends another Upanishad.